Have you ever wanted a Batmobile? Like a real Batmobile? And if you have you ever wanted like a toy Batmobile as well? I know we're all getting on a bit, we're all a bit old. I'm in the fortunate position that in my younger years I've owned a Batmobile. And I'm not talking one of those cool 90s like Batman jet through the middle of it kind of Batmobiles. I had an Adam West Batmobile, and I'll share that with you on screen here somewhere, I guess. So that's the Adam West one. I was involved in a banger rally in 2005, and in that banger rally, the entry was simple: £100 to spend on a car for the purpose of driving it down over a 4-day trip with a bunch of other teams down to Rome. And so, £100 to spend. We managed to find ourselves a lovely looking black Alfa Romeo 33, and I could only think of one possible colour scheme for it. Unfortunately, I suppose I'll share that on screen first, like so. And then reliving youth, or whatever you want to call it. I've been looking around for various body shells of cars that I've had previously. So I've got an Impreza WRX 97, 98 kind of body shell to be painted up and ready to go. I also found, whilst doing that research, I found an Alpha 33, like a drift body Alpha 33, and so painted it up to match the Batmobile that I owned all those years ago. Vinyl for the bat on the bumper, but otherwise paint for the stripes, and away you go. Now that's been pretty good fun for having for like a drift spec, but I don't really drift. And the Pop Along Rally is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to like rally what I had as a banger rally car along the way? I got talking to Tom from Scale Bodge Not Built and said, it'd be nice to just get on and actually finish the job. It's close, but it isn't finished. I've already got light buckets. I've had light buckets come with it. And so, fitting a light set in there is one part of the job. There are certain things, some of the trim pieces already exist, were sent with the body originally, but none of the customizations that made it my Batmobile. And so I was talking with Tom, and Tom said, well, what do you need? And I said, well, I could really do with fins on the roof. I was going to make them out of polycarbonate, but unless he has any better ideas. And he said, well, it'd be, I think trivial is the word to use, but it'd be easy to make them to 3D print them, make them out of TPU. And so Tom has made me a pair of bat wings to go on the roof. We'll get those mounted, fitted up. Because they're going on the roof, because I'm going to crash this, they want to have a bit of give to them. So, like I say, Tom has made them out of TPU. They're super bendy. They will survive at least that event and probably more. So that's one part of it. We'll get those fitted so that we can go full spec on the bat wings. And the other thing I said to Tom is it would be really nice to find like a kid's toy dog bowl or something like that to go on the back. We had a dog bowl with some vinyl sticking out of it as an afterburner originally. And Tom's like, well, I could just make that. And good skills. So he did. So this is my afterburner dog bowl, done to the right dimensions to be able to fit on the back here. Done so that it's transparent in terms of its flames, and Tom has provided me with a flickering LED so that I can run that through off the same light set and give myself an afterburner for extra effect. So the job today is to get this fitted. I have already tested it on this chassis. It will go. The wrinkle, and I alluded to it in a previous video, it's not quite wide enough because the TTO2S has got toe in at the rear. It's actually catching on the rear of the body shell. And whilst we're okay, I've set it so that it's slightly higher than need be, but it's on full droop at the minute. I guess I can drop it down and show you. But what you can see, especially if I bring it closer to the camera, is we are really close on at the back end here. I've already taken out the spacers and shifted the wheelbase shorter, but you can see there, look, these aggressive rally blocks are catching on there. It wasn't a problem on drift wheels and tires, or drift tires I should say, but it is a bit of a problem here. And so what we're going to do, we're going to end up just trimming that a little bit and make sure that we get some clearance. It'll be fine. I would rather run this than not. and if that's a consequence we have to do. I've already swapped to 4mm hexes on the rear. I just tuck the inside of the body, and it's not, the body itself likes to flare out, so we'll figure something out for that. But you see the shape of the body there. Look, the overall toe in of the rear is what's causing me to have a problem at the back there. And there's not really a choice for a TTO2S to dial out that toe in. It's part of the regular TTO2 front hangers and the wider hanger for the rear of a TTO2S. So that's kind of a given, and we have to go with. So I will cut the body to suit and make sure we get a bit more clearance around here. Like I say, I've got some less aggressive tyres, but it's going to be running on fairly thick, long Astro, so I might need that anyway. And as I say, we do need to do a little bit of a heat and a bend or whatever, just to encourage the body shell to sit in a bit more than it likes to. But that's okay. The thing to do for today, more than anything, is get those wings on the roof, get the bucket on the back. If I can get on and fit the light buckets, we are good to go. I guess the minimum I need to achieve for this video is getting these components on and showing them off. That's these fins fitted. Like I say, super bendy, super flexible. They are done through with body pins on the back of them. And we have the afterburner on the back. Took a bit of lining up to get that somewhere reasonable. That's it, just hooked up to a 3-volt button cell for the moment. The flicker is intentional. It's a flickering LED, so it does mean I do have to be a bit careful about making sure voltages are correct. I might just run it off a 3-volt for the purpose of the pop-along GP. In general, I'll wire it into the rest of the light kit. What to say about the light kit? I have not yet done that. Probably not going to get it done in time for this video, but it will be done in time for the pop-along GP. As I say, I've got the light buckets to go in. I have a GT Power 4-channel kit. It's quite nice because it means I can control turning the lights on, changing the high beam, low beam, etc. from the transmitter, and the same with indicators. I think I have it so the indicators are unhooked from my Impreza. I will do the same on this one. I'm probably not going to run with indicators connected at all, but you can kind of tell from my light buckets there is sockets here for reverse, etc. And this GT Power thing does figure out what's going on. You basically connect it in the middleman for the ESC going to the receiver. Same for the servo, goes through this to the receiver. And so therefore it knows what's going on with all of the various inputs. It's not great for racing, I'm sure, but you know, hey, this doesn't exactly scream race ready, does it? So I'll get a camera over, do a few close-ups, and we'll close out the video there. Like I say, it will have light kit fitted. It's the same light kit as I've been running in my Impreza, and so the reason for doing that means it's quite easy to switch over the two and not have to kind of unplug and untrail all the various cables. I guess I'll show you the Impreza just to show you what that install looks like. He says, so the light kit itself, you have one block which has the receiver and everything hooked into, and you get a separate cable that plugs in, so you can detach that, keep that with the body, and then this secondary unit here, which I mount under the bonnet, means that I'm reasonably tidy with all the wires, etc. And so this is done. You know, this cable's for all of the front wires. Everything for the rear is done. I've mounted it through the roof line of the body shell. I've done it before I had the interior in, and I guess now with the interior I should probably rework that and pull it underneath the interior. But yeah, that's a full light kit, indicators, reverse, brake, all that kind of stuff. And single cable means that I can leave the same unit in the car no matter which body shell I'm using, and then just physically plug in that last mile. Have some close-ups. I have not yet fitted things like the door handles. I completely forgot how many body pins I would need to be able to do that, so I have not attempted to do those yet. Of course, 2 holes per door handle. Same again for the wing mirrors. So I need 10 small body pins, and I don't think I've got that in terms of the tiny ones that are best for these kind of fitments. So another job for me to do before the pop-along the pop-along rally, I should say. But those will be fairly easy. And as I mentioned, in terms of clearance, I will cut away the bumper here to give me clearance around wheels and tires. I ought to be running red wheels. I don't have red wheels. I've got a nice sort of grey OZ wheels coming, and like I say, I will between then now and then keep working the body to try and encourage us to stay folded in. It might be that I'll use some spacers. I have foam spacers, that kind of thing. So I might do larger foam blocks or whatever, but there's not an awful lot on the TTO2 to actually encourage and attach those two. So hopefully by me, I guess strategic folds along these creases might be enough to make that all work.